DoggieDiamondsNoFilter.com. Make sure you log on to the official site of Doggie Diamonds. Let me give you some promo information about this promotion I can do for your brand. Whatever you have, I can help you promote it. Have you heard about my $100 promo deal? Here goes some details. The promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV. That's on the Insta stories, the YouTube community threads, Facebook, Twitter accounts. I can promote whatever you need. But as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be cash out ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products. Just contact me at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. Let's go. Get the lights up. As you come into the room, hit the likes. Pretty Gangsters in the building. Nate Jackson's in the building. Terrence Foster's in the building. Young Yala's in the building. David Weaver. Disrupting Reality NYC. Brown Girl from Boston is here. Kid Chris is here. I won't hold y'all all night. I know it's a little late on the East Coast, but it's Friday, and
you ain't got shit to do.
Rashawn Negre, I see you. And as a reminder,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes. Don't forget. Can't forget that. So I gotta remind you, hit the like button. Make sure the likes go up. We need them likes to go up. As you come into the room, just hit the like from the beginning. Let's go. I ain't gonna hold y'all all night. Here we go. Let's go. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. I'm Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds No Filter podcast. I have to get some audio up, which I'm gonna work on as soon as I get off here. I'm not gonna hold y'all all night. This is really cut and dry, really quick. Not much to talk about, but to talk about what there is to talk about, because a lot of people talking about it. So I wanted to chime in myself and give my opinion on what's being said. So as you know, the BET Awards was a few days ago. I believe last weekend, or over the weekend. And a lot of things took place on there. I personally don't watch the BET Awards. I saw them all. That hasn't really been interesting to me in a while. A lot of symbolism. DJ Real, I see you. David Weaver, I see you. Merciful Shalar, I see you. Phased by Isaac, I see you. Shot Northside, I see you. I got to make sure I shout out the folks before I get into it. So, and then it's going to pause for a minute and I'm going to have to refresh. So when it happens, just hit refresh as well, too. If you're on a computer or you on the phone, just make sure. I don't know why that happens. It's something with these folks and me. They make sure that happens like 5 minutes into the show. So, long story short story long, they did a tribute to a lot of people, as they always do every year, BET that is, to all the people who passed away in the year. One of the people they did a tribute to was OJ Simpson. Me personally, again, I don't watch the BET Awards, so I don't know who they're doing a tribute to or not. Maybe I might get clips. Maybe I might get little tidbits that's on Twitter, a.k.a. X, or whatever I see on the social media platforms. But when the BET Awards is coming on, I don't personally go and say, hey, I got to go watch the BET Awards. Doesn't happen. They did a tribute to OJ Simpson, and, some people don't particularly care for OJ, but one person who took offense to the tribute to OJ Simpson was Stephen A. Smith, and he went at BET. OJ doesn't need a tribute. Why y'all talking about OJ? It's a bad look. We got other networks looking at us. We got other networks looking at us. We got NBC. He named all the networks that's looking. OJ did this, did that. He double unalive people, blah, 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 blah. One thing that I have an issue with is thinking that BET, although it stands for Black Entertainment Television, is that people still thinking in 2024 that BET is black owned. BET matters to us as a people. They give us a shabby awards. They give us shabby shows. So many of us don't even watch it. We watch the award shows. Maybe you want to see some of your favorite actors, actresses. Well, there's no such thing as an actress anymore, right? Some of your favorite actors, some of your favorite artists on the show, whatever the case may be. So that's why people tune in. But for some reason, Stephen A. Smith believes that he's the authority and he speaks for black people. For some reason, anytime something happens and it's a black person that does something, he finds a way to get on the headlines speaking out against said person, like what he did to Kyrie Irving. If we leave it up to Stephen A. Smith, Kyrie Irving would not have been in the finals because he would have been out of the league. Stephen A. Smith was calling for him to get out of the league. Why? Because he didn't want to comply with, what they was trying to make him comply with. We all know. Rehash story. But for some reason, when it has something to do with a black man, Stephen A. Smith pulls out, his verbal baton and says what he has to say. But when it comes to Jerry Jones getting caught as a young man and the young black students was going for segregation in the school, he defended Jerry Jones. He defended Caitlin Clark. Anytime it's somebody else and he doesn't defend what's right or wrong, he just defends them when it comes to them. But when it comes to anything with us in something, he has to be the loudest voice in the room, like he's always chastising something. Jerry Jones could have been a young man and didn't know any better. But let Jerry Jones speak for Jerry Jones. I remember him blatantly saying, Jerry Jones doesn't deserve this. Like he was about to break down and cry, kicking and screaming on the ground. Jerry Jones was in the picture. Let Jerry Jones speak for Jerry Jones. Let Jerry Jones, former players, coaches, whatever, let them speak for him. Stephen A. Smith, you are a sportscaster who turned into a podcaster. Now you think your word means something. I'm here to tell you, not like my word means anything, but your word don't mean shit. And for some reason, you find a way to get into these spaces and you always saying something and it's always against somebody that looks like you, looks like me, but anybody who doesn't look like you or me, you kindly do a curtsy for and put your damn weak-ass jacket over the puddle for them. You went at Kyrie crazy. When these players are up for contracts, you're the main one saying, well, somebody doesn't deserve to get paid. You're the main one who low rates people so much that they could be in their contract year and you would say they don't deserve certain amount of monies, like they don't have families, like they're not suiting up. You trash in basketball, you trash in boxing, your hairline is way back here, you look like a Muppet, and for some reason you think you're the authority when it comes to anything Black American culture, and you're not. None of us are. We all should have our opinion. But our opinion should not trump anybody else's opinion, especially when it comes to bashing our own when nobody is saying nothing. Not unless, if it's something unjust, it makes sense. But for some reason, you like to, that's just you. And then you get headlines, and it's like, it's corny. People blatantly seen a picture of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones doesn't deserve this. I remember that shit plain as day, and I'm like, well, we're not saying Jerry Jones deserves anything or not deserve anything. We're just saying, why was he in the picture? And you had all these guys, Ben Roethlisberger, all these men who were accused of different things, and you don't say anything. Then you have the Kwame Brown fiasco, that you campaigned and rallied against Kwame Brown when he was an 18-year-old kid, or why he shouldn't have been the number one pick. You the one who called him a bust. And now you're going for OJ. Now let's deal with OJ Simpson for a minute. I'm not somebody who's pro OJ. I liked OJ as a football player, but at the same time, he was before our time, right? Unless you're 50 and better, OJ would be before our time. I think if you're 53 or 54 and better, OJ was before our time. I never saw OJ play football. I was too young. By the time I started watching football, this is the time of the Emmitt Smiths, the Thurman Thomas. And then I completely stopped watching sports, period. But I'm from that era of the early Cowboys dynasties. The Buffalo Bills losing 4 times in a row. I knew sports, I know sports, but I don't watch sports anymore. But it seemed like when it comes with anything with us, you just have to be the voice to go against the grain. And you're the one who said you wake up every day trying to figure out how to make your boss more money. You didn't even say make money for yourself, make money for your family. You said you figure out how to make your boss more money. So that just lets you know you're a worker. Now look, my thing with OJ is I know OJ more for the Naked Gun, honestly. I remember him being in that. If I'm not mistaken, he was Nordberg in the Naked Gun. So I remember being little. I didn't really know him as a football player. I knew him as Nordberg in the Naked Gun, being very goofy. Then there was a particular time in our youth where he was accused of something. It played out for the world. The world was divided. But he was acquitted. He was acquitted. And when he was acquitted, it wasn't good enough. Him being acquitted, it became a witch hunt that they had to get him on something. We had wrongful death suits. I've never seen where somebody gets acquitted that was the beginning of the Johnny Cochran. We knew he was a phenomenal lawyer. That was the first time we heard Kardashian, the father, Robert Kardashian. First time we heard Marsha Clark, Judge Ito. It was a spectacle. We watched it. I think it was 1995, if I'm not mistaken. We watched it. We watched the Bronco. We heard of Al Cowlings. Arnell Simpson, fine ass back then. But we watched the trial. I didn't understand legalese, so when they started talking about RFLP and all that, blah, 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 I didn't understand that. But I know in the end, he was acquitted. He was acquitted. He was found not guilty. Then later on, he went to prison, did some time for stealing his memorabilia back. Regardless, you steal, you go to jail. Since that happened, he turned his life around, was getting more TV time. We saw him on Twitter. He was a little bit more vocal. But the allure to OJ is that he was a hell of a football player from looking at the stats. He was a hell of a football player. He started becoming more visible and vocal upon his second release. And then he ended up on the show with Cameron and Mace. Because nobody wouldn't give this great football player who was great, a chance to talk football and talk sports. It took 2 rappers to show him love. We have different athletes who've been accused, convicted. Mike Tyson, my favorite boxer from my borough. but he was convicted of something. He got a second chance in life. If something happens to Mike, which I never hope happens anytime that I can see, he would get a parade. Everywhere Mike goes, he's celebrated. Mike still say wild shit. Mike still do wild shit. Not as he did before, but he's celebrated. He was able to get a re-entry back into society, bite a nigga ear off, and make barbecue sauce to go with the ears or little ear gummies or whatever. But he was able to get back into society after being convicted of some heinous shit. Remember, OJ was not convicted. He was acquitted. So if people want to celebrate their heroes, you cannot tell people, and this is the problem that we have in this country with a lot of people. We're always told who our heroes and sheroes should be. But in this country, y'all still have George Washington up. He's still on the money. You still have everybody who's your hero and shero. You still celebrate that. We still have Columbus Day. You had 4th of July yesterday. Me, in my younger days, I used to be on a crusade or 4th of July. Blah, blah. Now, listen, if that's what they want to celebrate, let them celebrate. I just choose not to partake in it. And I don't have to be loud and proud that I don't partake in something, because then I'm supporting it by even expressing my voice about something that I dislike. You still partaking in it because you're bringing awareness to it. The biggest voice you could ever have is actions, not what you say, is what you do. When people say stuff to me, I tend to not listen. I look at people's ways and actions. People's ways and actions tell everything to me that I need to know. You can say whatever you want to say, but I'm always going to judge you by your ways and actions. When it comes to ESPN, you were able to lure Shannon Sharp from Skip Bayless over to ESPN. Good job. Maybe Shannon Sharp, it was time for him to move on. It was time for him to move on. He moved on. He came over there with you. He called you Skip for a little while, but now he's getting the hang of it. But Stephen A., you're in a contract year yourself. You want $25 million per year. They're offering you 18, but you want 25. There's talks of you. It's talks of them not bringing you back. It's talks of them moving past you. Pat McAfee promoting Shannon Sharp. The guy you brought over could possibly replace you. It's talks of you not being on ESPN anymore after all these years. Who determines whether you should get your money? Who determines whether you're worth 18 or 25 million? Because you want 25, but they're offering you 18. Who determines that? The way you determine whether basketball players should get max contracts or get re-signed or get waived or get traded. The way you determine that. Who determines what you should get? So your little rants and your little always going in and cursing and all this newfound stuff you on, it's corny. If people want to celebrate OJ, fine. It's not for me to say you should celebrate him or not. They got a Columbus Day parade. They got a Thanksgiving Day parade. Out of all the things that's celebrated in this country, that's what you chose to have a argument about? Out of all the things that's been celebrated in this country, you think next year OJ's going to be at the BET Awards? Absolutely not. 1 year, one time, you celebrate who the people decide is their hero and sheroes, not you. I don't even decide it. It's people you like. It's people that some of y'all like. I can't damn stand. But that's who you like. Hey, that you like it, whatever. That's on you. Just don't try to get me to like it. I don't like chicken legs. If I come to your cookout and you got thighs and legs on the grill, as much as I love grilled chicken, I ain't eating no chicken legs. I'm not even going to touch them thighs. I'm more of a chicken titty man myself. So if you got some cutlets or you parboiled the breast and you put it on the grill, I will eat that. I'll eat a wing, but I don't like legs. But I'm not going to pitch a bitch every time somebody got legs on the grills. I just got to figure it out. So how do you determine what a network that you don't own, don't work for, should do? And then got the nerve to say, who's looking at us? Us? But let me get this straight. Help me understand. All the twerking, all the ratchetness, Angela Simmons, baby girl, to Russell Simmons, come on there with a ratchet after she's witnessed and been around the crime that she's been around. You don't have no protests about that. Her carrying a bedazzled ratchet. Being ratchet. She don't come from ratchetness. All the twerking, all the foolishness going on. You don't say nothing about that. The BET Awards is good in your book. But they had the nerve to put up OJ. So out of all the things you've seen at the BET Award, they had the nerve to put up OJ. So all that other stuff is cool. I know why though, because it helps fuel the agenda. It helps what you down with. It helps. It just is right in alignment with what you down with. It's right in alignment with what you okay with. And then you have the nerve, out of all the ratchetness, foolishness, out of all the things that can make us look bad, you pick what you want to pick, but all that other shit is a go. It's corny, it's weak, and it's tired. I hope you get your bread. I never want to stop nobody money. I hope you get 25 million. I hope you get 30 million. Once upon a time, besides Stuart Scott, my favorite sportscaster at ESPN, rest in peace to him. When you talk sports, because remember, you was only a basketball analyst at one point. You were only a basketball analyst. You were courtside at the games. If I'm not mistaken, it might have been the Sixers games. But now you are able to speak a little bit more openly and freely on other sports. But your bias shows. You got to chill. Let people do what the hell they want. Let people, if they want to celebrate who they want to celebrate, it's not up to you to say who should be celebrated. So Stephen A. Smith, I like to tell you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm pretty sure I speak for a lot of people. I just like to tell you,
Shut the f up.
I know you talk for a living, but on certain subjects, like how I censor myself on certain subjects, certain things I don't talk about, I should be on here all day, every day, talking about everything. But sometimes I know when to.
Shut the f up.
And I think you need to learn when to.
Shut the f up.
Especially when it comes to issues of how black men and women feel. You can't talk. We're not a monolith. You're not a leader. We don't follow you. We don't even agree with your opinion. No matter how many faces you make, no matter how stern you talk, no matter how much loud mics you have, no matter how much the show, no matter how much you go on your podcast and start cursing and acting like you a nigga on the corner or a nigga still back in Queens, we see it. No matter how stiff you walk with your suits on, no matter how trash you are in basketball, no matter how much you can't punch, we still let you be you. Let everybody else be themselves. Let everybody like what they like. Out of all the shit you can nitpick about, that was small. But I know why you do it, because you know that we are emotional, reactionary people. You know that you can say something and you're going to get responses. You want the responses. Then you're going to pick and choose who you're going to reply to, who's worthy or deemed a response. You have many people saying stuff. You chose to respond to Phase on Love. Many people saying stuff. You ain't going to respond to me. Probably not going to respond to Willie D. You ain't going to respond to somebody who you think is beneath you or whatever. But all of us have platforms, and many of us could agree. I never had a conversation with Willie D in my life. Never had a conversation with Phase on Love in my life. But we all could agree that you
Need to shut the up. Sometimes.
Now, moving along, Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a lightweight boxer who moved from 135 to 140. His last big fight, he had a fight with Devin Haney, which he whipped Devin Haney's ass. I saw the fight. I love boxing. If I watch any sport, it's boxing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I watch boxing. I watch everybody fighting on boxing. I love boxing. I watched the fight live. Shocked the hell out of me. Devin Haney could not get out of the way of that left. Then the right started catching him. Leading up to the fight, I thought Ryan was trying to get out of the fight because he had very, very erratic behavior. He was doing all types of stuff. He was drinking beer, liquor. Looked like he wasn't training. I said, he's trying to get out of the fight. He's scared because prior to that, a fight before that, I think 2 fights before that, he fought Tank. We know what happens when you fight Tank. Lights out. So he had all this erratic behavior. And I was like, he's trying to get out of the fight. He is trying to throw the fight. His mental health seems like it's not right and exact. Something is wrong with him. And I think if the commission evaluates him, they'll see something is wrong with him and the fight will be off. Well, they dubbed him to be competent. The fight went down. He kicked Devin Haney's ass. But then he called what's in boxing, he got popped for PEDs. PED stands for Performance Enhancement Drugs. In boxing, in some sports, you are not allowed to use certain supplements or certain drugs that can enhance your performance to give you an unfair advantage against your opponent. He said he never took any PEDs. All he did was take supplements. First, he said it was ashwagandha, which I take myself. It helps with your mood, help testosterone, different things. Ashwagandha is very good for men. But he got popped for something called Osterin, which is a PED. He didn't have a lot in his system, but he had enough to get investigated. The investigation came back that he did no wrongdoing. The supplement that he was taking contained that. He didn't know, unaware. Reason why he got suspended, because you're supposed to give your list of supplements that you take when you're boxing, when you do the VADA testing, where they do random blood and urine tests. It's called VADA testing. He gets popped, but he has to get suspended by the New York State Commission because he didn't keep it real on the supplements that he was taking. Okay, so he gets popped for that. Now, he's been on Twitter, he's been wilding, he's been saying all types of stuff, saying that he's being targeted. He's talked about a lot of spooky stuff. He garnered a lot of attention for the things he's been saying. He's garnered a lot of attention. He's been saying a lot of stuff that we believe, some theories, some conspiracy theories. He's gone a lot. He already has a big social media following. Yesterday, he does a Spaces. Twitter has something called Spaces. I've done the Spaces before where we can be like in this room and we all talk. I need to do more Spaces, as a matter of fact. Join me on Twitter, at Doggie Diamonds on everything. Twitter, Instagram, whatever. But he did a Spaces called Trump 2024, where he was endorsing Donald Trump. And in the Spaces, he started saying all types of stuff. Some of the things he said was disparaging about George Floyd, about us black people. And he said some things that he shouldn't have said. But in saying what he shouldn't have said, I never had that mentality. I never have a mentality of somebody saying something they shouldn't say, because if you meant it, say it. If you meant what you're saying, please say it. I want to hear it. I want to know this is how you feel. I don't like no covert fronting and acting like you rock with me, you got love for me, and you care about me. If this is how you feel, please say it. Don't bother me. Anybody truth, don't bother me. How I handle you after that, that's on me. But it does not bother me. I've never heard somebody say something about me to me and I was mad. I was like, okay, I'm glad to know how you feel now. Now I know moving forward, this is how I'm going to deal with you or not deal with you. So he said some things that upset a lot of people. I can see why people are upset. But at the same time, this dude, in my opinion, is off his rocker. In my opinion, he has some type of substance abuse. He has some type of mental health issues. So I really didn't care. Then I seen people getting all wired up and riled up. And then it didn't bother me because I was like, so? That's how he feels. So the next fight he has, when he gets off his suspension, I hope we get his ass whooped. That's it. Will I ever root for him in a fight again? No, because he said how he feel. And I'm just saying to y'all, when people tell you how they feel about you, why do you get upset? You should be happy. The whole time they was acting like they cared about you and had love for you and reverence for you and was lying, and then you find out they was lying, that's something to get angry about if you reciprocated the love. But if a person tells you and you finally hear how they feel, it should be a relief. I mean, we had little signs. He's always said little stuff that we was like, huh? But it didn't bother me. I was like, okay. It didn't bother me. Now, when you get off suspension, WBC banned him. Oscar De La Hoya is putting out, everybody putting on statements. Listen, that's how you feel. Now, you don't got no love for us. I ain't got no love for you. That's it. I ain't mad. Let's see how he navigates in boxing without the support of Black American people now. That's it. See, some of y'all wasting your time tweeting, he's this, he's that. And I'm like, how do y'all always, why y'all so reactionary? Why do shit always make you angry and mad and you got to express it? Nah, don't say nothing. Know how you talk? Know how you get your get back? Don't support him. You unfollow him. When he loses, when he has 1 million followers and he loses 300,000, 200,000 in one day, that's how you protest. You don't tweet him, because I keep telling y'all, regardless to what, You like something or you dislike something, it's still an analytic. They still can go to companies and say, hey, this is my engagement. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's why you see people pulling stunts. That's why you see people doing dumbass skits. That's why you see all types of stuff. It's all about engagement. It doesn't say positive engagement. It doesn't say bad engagement. It just says engagement. So as long as you get an engagement, his name is on the top of X, his name is everywhere, he wins. You think companies care how he feels about certain demographic of people? You get rewarded for bad behavior. Showing low integrity gets you rewarded. People have showed some of the lowest integrity that you've ever seen, and they're millionaires, billionaires, got all the women, all the cars, got everything. You're like, how the hell they get that? Because they didn't care. They don't care about nobody what nobody think. They cared about getting their ones. You know who's not rewarded? People who have integrity is not rewarded. There is no integrity reward. Oh, you got integrity? What does your numbers look like? So you got integrity, and you only got 280,000 subscribers on YouTube, and you did all these interviews. I guess people don't care about integrity because said person over there crashes every night, and everybody is watching. So what do they care about, integrity or the crash? It's shown and proved that the crash is more watched than integrity. He don't have to have integrity. He doesn't have to have value. He doesn't have to have any of that. You know why? Because we're at the point now where nobody even cares if you got that. It's all about engagement. Do you got engagement? How many followers you got? People have asked me, I said, can we do an interview? How many Instagram followers do you got? I say, well, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to do the interview on Instagram. Yeah, but I want to make sure you got a following. So should I go buy a following like you did, like others did, to show I got a following? Or can we just put out great content and let the people decide if we put it in before the right eyes? Don't matter no more. People buying, they buying streams, they buying everything. There ain't nothing new. But nobody cares. Even if a person get exposed for botting and buying streams and buying views and buying, nobody cares. We just in a time where nobody cares. Nobody can do no wrong. Nobody can do no wrong. We watching people do all types of shit that you like, what the hell? Only people who are saying what the hell is people who were raised a certain way. People who still care about how they look in front of their mama, their grandmama, their children, their significant others, and their family. Other than that, people don't care. But you know what? People will do the most low integrity shit if they could present somebody with a bag. Yeah, mom, I did this. I ain't gonna lie. But look, you got a house out of it. You better do some more. So thinking he shouldn't do this and he still got 1 million. How do you punish people? You punish people by taking your support away. Take their support away. Let them numbers, show them that your numbers mean something. You know what? I'm going to unfollow you now. I'm going to not support you. And then when his numbers plummet and he's still going for new endorsements and stuff, and he say, damn, I just had 1 million followers. Now I got 600,000. Who unfollowed me? We unfollowed you. You said F us. We unfollowed you. That was the way that Martin Luther King did. But y'all want to think y'all Malcolm and run and spin the block. You're typing. You're typing. But when you hit that button, unfollow, that's going to hurt a lot of people. Then they're going to be forced to bot until they do a scrub and take the bots away. Then they're going to have to keep spending money on bots. That's what you do. You just hit the button, unfollow them. Unfollow them the way you unsubscribe from me when you don't accept or like my boxing take or my rap take or my thoughts. The way you hit that button on me, because I've never said anything heinous like that, well, I wouldn't think, But again, I know I'm your peer, and we tend to kick each other in the ass before we kick anybody in the ass. You know, we're hard on each other. No Diddy. We take everything out on each other. No Diddy. But when somebody else do something, we find all the engagement, all the tweeting. You go from social media to social media. You on Facebook with it. You on Threads with it. You on Instagram stories. You find out how to work all devices. At one point, I don't know how to work this. And then you find a way to work every device to get your point across, how you're mad at Ryan Garcia. You know what? I'm going to put it on Twitter. I didn't get that much engagement. I know where I'm going to get engagement at. Let me put it on Facebook too. And then when I post it on Facebook, it automatically go to Threads. Threads is dead, by the way. You don't get no engagement on Threads. I don't even know why they have that shit. But anyway, I'm going to go to Facebook. And then I'm going to sit on Facebook and argue in the comments when it's time to argue. I'm going to sit here all day and prove my point. And throughout the whole social media sphere, everywhere it says Ryan Garcia. So he wins. He wins. Just like No Jumper can interview the kid who was associated with Pop Smoke being unalived. And he could sit there and talk to him and everybody would be mad. But ain't nobody going to unsubscribe because the millions of people are you. Millions of people are you. And through anger, you support through anger. Through love, you don't support. You support through anger. So that's why they do what they do. That's why they flaunt it in your face. That's why academics can say, I'm a Jamaican and I run y'all shit. You get mad, but you don't even know how to fight. You think tweeting, talking, everybody got a voice. I just felt like No. You gotta learn how to make a difference. The difference is numbers. You change the numbers, everything changes. Why you think Ryan is gonna go on an apology tour? He's gonna finally admit that he has mental health issues. But don't forget, these are men who get punched in their head for a living. So if you have football players with CTE, what do you think boxers have? But if I interview a certain person, I'm held to a standard because I'm supposed to know better. And you got integrity. And you know better. But everybody else don't have to know better. Everybody else could look and say, hey, look at my big ass house and my big ass facility that I got for $5 million for having no integrity. And y'all still watch it. But I'll be here and others like myself trying to save culture and interview hip hop people. You won't even watch it. Who they going in on? They ain't going in on nobody? I'm not interested. Or I could learn something? I'm not interested. He always got on shades. I'm not interested. But you could watch somebody with stringy hair, tattoos all up and down their face, who sat before other people, particularly black men, and said to them, you look like you got a big cock. And you watch shit like that. But if I say something like that, no Diddy, I am excommunicated from our community. But people come into our community, come into our cultures and run amok. And people who are from it, people who help build it, fuck him. Look how so many people who I helped made it their mission to try to take me out. Oh, they made videos after videos trying to take me out. And replace me with what? You? Or they'll anoint, this person is this. He ain't this. This person is that now. I don't pay attention to Ryan Garcia. I have him muted. I have Sexy Red muted. I have Gabrielle Union muted. I don't see nothing, don't want to hear nothing, don't care. My life is just fine. If I don't see anything from those people, hear anything from them people, I'm fine. They're never going to do anything that I need to know about. They're never going to do anything that I need to see. I'm not curious like that. I'm not going to look through my peephole and people outside fighting. I don't need to know like that. I don't care. So I'm just saying to y'all got to find a new way. Of course, you have people like me and others who can speak because we have platform and we got voices. But how do we combat what we don't like besides typing and doing shows? We hit them buttons. Okay, let's unfollow you. Let's mute you. Let's make your name a bad word. Let's get anything with you out of here. No, we're not responding, not anything. Who are you talking about? Oh, I don't know who you're talking about. Because Stephen A. Smith could talk where he talked when he got these numbers. The guy with the tattoos all over his face can interview whoever he wants when he got these numbers. Because who said nobody likes it? The numbers reflect that everybody like it, right? The analytics show that it's a keyword and everybody is talking about it. It's trending. So how everybody don't like it if everybody talking about it? See how that works? Even when you dislike something and you talk about it, you're still helping it. You still help it. So you got to find a new way to combat that. I suggest hit that button. Oh, for real? That's what we doing now? Okay. I've yet to see any of y'all say the way y'all say to me, I lost all respect for you now. Oh, you don't like Ether? You think Takeover is better? I lost all respect for you. All the years of you doing what you're doing, I lost all of that respect then. I'm no longer going to support you. I'm unsubscribing. You know how many times I see that? Unsubscribing. The dudes can interview individuals who unalive us. Dude could tell us who we should watch and who we shouldn't watch. And dude could go out there and blatantly call us some of the names that we hate the most. Y'all ain't going to do shit. Just going to sit there. But when it come to me, when it come to others like me, when it come to people in the same space that I sit in that's from your culture, that look like you, who put on, unsubscribing. When I was on break that I needed, after doing something for 17 years straight, I probably had like 200 people just unsubscribe. I'm like, the fuck they unsubscribe for? I finally hit 280,000 subscribers, finally. I appreciate y'all, but I was stuck on 279 for a while. I finally hit, I'm a little over 280, it's going up. You know, everything is getting back in position, but I only been back on since May. 2 months I've been back on. This May 7th I came back, so it ain't even been a full month yet. But we get chastised. You should know better. You a street dude. You this. You should know better with this. You should. So how come they don't have to follow? How come we have to follow so many standards? Nobody has to follow anything but us. Everybody get to do whatever they want. But you got this. But then when I say, hey, this is the support I need to show that people with integrity and standards matter, still won't do it. Still won't hit the like button. Some free shit. So I'm not getting on my soapbox. I'm just saying, if y'all want to know what you should do in these situations, hit that unfollow button on these people. Make sure you unfollow them on thing. Don't sit there tweeting them, arguing with them. It's going to fall on deaf ears. Just hit the button. When they see them numbers plummet, they like, oh shit, we in trouble. That's when they start losing deals, endorsements, sponsorships. Like, damn, you're not even a commodity. Because if I talked about them the way that some of them talk about us, you seen what they did to me, right? Y'all remember that Brooklyn video I did that I ain't going to say out loud? Y'all remember what I did? See what happened to me? We get punished. They get us up out of here. We ain't got tomorrow. We got today. We up out of here. Them? Because they know we not going to do nothing. Thank you, Connie Mack, for just subscribing. See, even when you subscribe, I make sure you on the screen. I sit here, I find gift. I do a lot of work here. I don't think people know it. Those who appreciate it, I appreciate you that you be here with me night in and night out. I got some more great content coming. I promise you. I got something explosive that I worked on. I promise you. I'm looking, this might be the next Ali Vegas thing. Shout out to him. I got something explosive coming that I'm working on. It's already done, but I just got to put it out to y'all. Shout out to all the people that got promo from me. Promo is coming over the weekend. Everybody that got the promo. If you didn't buy any merch, I got new merch coming. I'm working on now. I'm changing over servers and stuff. But if you want the merch that you see, still get that. But I'm working on some stuff. I got to get my hats back. So that's what I'm working on. And to everybody, yo, I appreciate y'all. But, we got to fight different. And that's really what I came to tell y'all tonight. Let them be who they are. But we got to find a way to fight different. So with that, yo, I am out of here. I see y'all tomorrow for sure. I don't even be knowing what the day is. Every day Friday for me. You know what I'm saying? But I got some new merch coming, some new hats, all types of stuff. With the new site, I didn't have hats, and I need hats. I wear hats. And I always got on everybody else's stuff. And I want y'all to know, everything you ever see me in is black owned. JL, thank you for becoming a sponsor. See, anytime you do anything, you go right on the screen. You are part of the show. So everybody can see you. You could show your family. Look right there. That was my name. It is what it is. Grinch Brothers. That's a dope name. I used to, every year around Christmas, I used to use the Grinch avatar. CC Black, I see you. Gav, I see you. Terrence Foster, I see you. Layson Jiddle, I see you. JL, I see you. I see y'all in here. I see y'all come up in the room. I didn't get a chance to acknowledge you. Frank Battle, I see you in the building. Brooklyn, I see you in the building. In Sabarner. I don't know. I don't want to fuck your shit up, but
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yeah, you be fucking shit up sometimes, niggas' names, But yo, Big Lou, I see you. So what I'm gonna do, let me get to work. Watch Slice, I see you as well. Let me get to work. I have to put out audio. Remember, I'm on Apple. Renetta Winslow, I appreciate you. See that? I found a gift. I made a gift that looked like, y'all don't even know what I be in here doing. Mad scientist. But so what I gotta do as well, I gotta put the audio. I'm on Apple Podcasts, I'm on Spotify, Doggie Diamonds No Filter. The audio is on there too. So if you can support the audio, shout out to the Gangster Chronicles. Shout out to my partners, MC8, Big Steel. Shout out to Glasses Malone, the homie. Shout out to Tadro. Shout out to everybody who support me, my support system. Shout out to my cousin Tab with the OG Wisdom Podcast. Shout out to my comrades over at Bag Fuel, Esso, Heineken, Space Ghost. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to everybody. So, yo, I got to go. I will be back. I'm going to do 2 shows tomorrow. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be, the Interlude TV, too. Don't forget about the Interlude TV. We going back over there, the Don't Laugh show. I get to have a little bit more fun and be totally unserious. Just have fun. So with that, I bid y'all good night. Just make sure y'all hit the like button when you get an opportunity. Leave a comment on the video as well. Yo, I holla. Peace.